and welcome to the This Nanny Knits knitting channel. My name is Lucy and today I am not recording a podcast. I am here to talk to you about a make along that's happening over on my channel. I suggested on my latest podcast I uploaded last week that I might host a make along, and there were quite a few of you interested. So here I am today to share the details of that, to talk you through what I'm making, what my plans are, and I've got a little list. It's not inclusive of all the stripy patterns out there, but it's supposed to be just a little bit of inspiration. If you wanted to join in but not quite sure what you want to make, I thought that might be useful. So here we go. I have just recorded this once, sat here talking for 15 minutes and just kept stumbling over my words and have started again. So I did have a package that I opened with you live, but now it will not be live and it's just scattered over the floor. Anyway, that is life. It is Sunday. No, it's not. I keep thinking it's Sunday because I've had a couple of days off already. It is Saturday, the 30th of August, and it is miserable here in the UK. It is grey. It is raining. It's getting darker earlier, and I am ready for the autumn. So that is what kind of inspired my make along. I definitely want some more sweaters in my wardrobe, and I know that has been a goal of mine from the beginning of the year that I've not really kept up with very well. I'm hoping now that summer is out of the way, I can get through my sweater goals. Probably not all of them because they were very ambitious, but at least a couple of them would be nice. So I am hosting the TNK Stripe Hype Make Along. So it's This Nanny Knits Stripe Hype Make Along. That's going to be the hashtag. I will put it down here. It's going to run from Sunday the 7th of September to Sunday the 7th of December. So 3 months to knit something stripy. It can be a hat, it can be socks, it can be a garment, it can be whatever you like, it can be a blanket. It needs to be stripy, basically. To qualify, it doesn't need to be a brand new cast on. Sorry, I couldn't think of my words. It can be a whip, but it needs to be less than 50% finished. So if you have recently cast it on, or maybe it's a lingering whip, like me, I have a lot of those. Yeah, there's less than 50% complete. You can pick it up and join us here on the make along. Yeah. I think that's it as far as like rules are concerned. I will set up a Ravelry page, group, whatever. I'm rubbish at Ravelry, as you know, but I will set all of that up, make a like finished objects thread, whatever. I'll post all the details down below. It's not my preferred method of hosting a make along, but I know that maybe not everybody is on Instagram. So I will put it down below, and if you want to use the Ravelry, then please do. But I guess the best way to enter is going to be using the hashtag. If you please take a photo of your whip or your yarn or your swatch or whatever as your like starting point, share it with me, use the hashtag, and then we can do the same for finished objects, and that way I can draw winners for prizes at the end. There might be some things along the way. I might decide to do a partway giveaway or a something. So please make sure that you are sharing those updates using the hashtag or putting it over in Ravelry. That way you will be eligible for prizes. If you don't share it, I won't know about it and I cannot gift you anything. Not everybody will get a gift, but it will be nice, and hopefully we'll have like a nice community of people that are also wanting to make something. We do have there's not loads of us, but there's a good handful, if not 2 of us, from all over the world. We've got a couple of people in Australia. Sorry, I'm looking down at my phone for my list. Germany, Norway, America, the UK. So there's a good few of us, so it should be fun. And yeah, that's the rules as such. I think we're going to have 2 cast on parties, I think I've decided, because I was struggling to make a time that everybody could join. So there's a more American friendly time and then a more Australian friendly time. Obviously, if you want to do both and you're an early bird or a late a late night owl, then you are very welcome. But I didn't want to exclude anyone by saying, well, this is the one time, you know, you have to be up at 4 a.m. if you want to join in, or you have to stay up till 3 a.m, whatever. So we're going to have one on Sunday the 7th of September at 10 a.m. UK, British summertime, because we're still in British summertime. And then one at 4 p.m. UK, British summertime. So I have got my world clock, so I was trying to make it work for everybody. So right now it's 4 o'clock here, or 10 past here in the UK, which means that in America, particularly in this part of America this person said they were in, means it's 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 past 9. So that should work pretty well. I mean, depending on what you're doing at 9 a.m. in the morning, but that should work well for you. And then the 10 a.m. one should work pretty well for Australia, because what are they, 8.5, 9-ish hours ahead, so that should be their early evening. So fingers crossed that works for everybody. I could just be sat there on my own knitting, and that's fine, because I just need to get my knitting done. What I might do, no, I can't do that. I was going to say I might knit my swatch in one and then cast on the other, but I can't do that because I need to knit my swatch first so I can see if I've got gauge. Anyway, who knows, maybe I'll cast on 2 stripy projects, because I feel like it's a cast on party and I should be casting on. But that being said, if you have already cast on and you're using a whip, if you're knitting a whip, you can still join the cast on party. Don't feel like you can't come along because your project is already cast on. It's just kind of a loose term of let's get together and chat about knitting and show our stripy projects, basically. So don't worry too much about that. The rules are very, very loosely based. I want it to be fun. It's not meant to be serious. I want everybody to feel included and to come along if they want to. So yeah, I think that's the rules, if you like. If you have any questions and something isn't clear, then please let me know, because I have a tendency to not cover all the points. Or maybe I just didn't cross my mind. Yeah, I think that's everything in my head for the actual make along. But now I'm going to talk about what I'm making, and then just share a few suggested patterns that are on my radar. It's obviously not all of the stripy patterns that are out there. They are just a few that I have seen that I'd be interested in making, and maybe you need a little bit of inspiration, or maybe I'll share a pattern that you've not seen before, and yeah, you can add it to your to knit list, which I'm sure is forever growing. But I am going to make the Stripe Hype sweater by Kutavika. I already shared with you that I had a sweater's quantity of the Sandnes Garn Double Sunday in this ballet pink colour. I shared that on my podcast. And I have just ordered the Sandnes Garn Double Sunday Petite Knit Edition in whipped cream. The only reason I went for the petite knit one was because that was the colour I wanted. It was only available in the petite knit edition, if you like. But it's the same yarn. It's a merino wool, 100%. 50 grams gives you 108 metres on them both, and it's a DK weight yarn. Yeah, ballet pink, whipped cream. I'm thinking a strawberries and cream sweater, striped. This will be the main colour. This will be the contrast colour. So I'm hoping it's going to turn out nice. I'm excited to get this out of stash, and it was nice to treat myself to a little something in order to do so. So I've got 7 balls of the whipped cream. I worked out that's what I needed. I think I'm going to be making the size 3 or the 3rd size. I'm not quite sure how she does them, whether it's ABC 1, 2, 3, whatever. But it requires quite a lot of, or recommends quite a lot of positive ease. So that's what I think I'm going to go for. So I ended up buying 7 balls, which seems like a lot, but maybe it's right. They are only 50 grams. 7 balls of the whipped cream. And I don't know how many I've got of this, but at least that, I think. Because they're not all intact with their ball band on, I'm not really sure, because I've cut some and unwound it and frogged it. But I should have enough. This is going to be my contrasting stripe. So we should be good. I'm excited. I don't even know what size needle it's knit on, actually. Excuse me looking at my phone for a second. I'm going to have a look. because who knows if I've even got that needle size free. Let's see, stripe hype. I was gonna put a picture up here to show you, but I might as well just show you now. It's this one, but I'm just doing it in 2 colours. I do have to apologise, actually, very quickly. I did that in my first recording, but I'm not going to be sharing that with you because I'm retaking. This is take 2. If you watched my podcast and thought that I was just really lazy at editing it, I apologise, because I did put all the effort in and I did edit it, and I spent quite a while putting music in. I put like a little video and clips of the dogs at the end. I put in the things I was talking about, and then that version didn't upload. Whether it didn't upload or whether it was me uploaded the wrong version, I'm not sure. But I apologise, because there were a few of you in the comments who were like, I didn't see the dogs, or I didn't see the top that you were on about. I had to go and look it up, so apologies for that. I promise you I did go to all the effort of editing it, but somehow that version didn't go online. I think it's because we were hurrying out to go for a dog walk with Dan's parents, and I might have clicked the wrong one, or I thought I'll quickly get it up on YouTube because it can be uploading while I'm out, and then it all went a bit wrong and I didn't even notice. So, yeah, apologies for that. I will be making this, and it uses a 4mm and 3mm needle, so a US 6 and a US 2.5. And her sizes say extra small, small, medium, large, extra large, 2XL, etc. So I'll be making the medium size because, it says here it's designed to have 20 to 30 centimetres of positive ease. If you're between sizes, choose the larger size. So, yeah, that's what I decided. I think for the neck, collar, the hem and the cuffs, it's the 3mm needle, and then the 4 for the sleeves and the body. So I'm hoping I have got that available. I'm pretty sure I do. So that's the pattern I'm going to be making. But I love a stripe. I joke all the time because I do have quite a few stripy bits of clothing, not knitted, but clothing that I wear, and I just love like a jewel stripe. Jewel stripes are just my favourite. There's just something about them that everything I see with stripes, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to have one of those. So I would like to, if I can, make more than one knitted striped garment, but I can't make any promises because you know what I'm like. I get really excited about something and then I just lose steam. But the few stripy garment suggestions I have for you, I've literally just made a list of garments, are the Stripe Hype by Kutakavika, the Sibling Sweater by Laura Penrose. I was also toying with making that, but I don't know why and my reasoning, but the Stripe Hype just got me first, so that's what I'm going with. The Lace and Fade by Joji Locatelli. Somebody did actually message me and ask me if she were to make this in one colour, would that still count? So the Lace and Fade by Joji is, the sample that she has up is done in coloured stripes, but they're also textured stripes. So there's a lace stripe, and then I think, I don't know, a solid stripe, a garter stripe, something, and then another lace stripe. And somebody did say, can I make it in one colour? And I said, yeah, textures make stripes too, so why not? So I had to look that one up. I had seen it before, but it had been a while, and I was like, oh yeah, you can totally make that, it's fine. One that I didn't know about, that somebody said they might make, is the Jean Sweater by Calibri by Johanna. That one is gorgeous. I haven't saved all of the pictures or haven't got them up here on Ravelry, but I will put them all in here so that you can see them, and I will make sure that that version uploads because that one is so gorgeous. I actually really love that. I didn't even look at what yarn it was because I didn't want to get tempted. There are a few very popular options. You've got the Lusk Tee or the Toaster Tee by the Crayabea. They are all quite customisable, so you could definitely make those stripy. The Lento Sweater, I can't even remember who that's by, so apologies, but I'll link them all down below too so you can go and check them out. The Olga Sweater by Petite Knit, I know that's quite a popular one at the moment. I've seen quite a few people making that and that's really lovely. I've got quite a few suggestions from Sophie at the Knit Pearl Girl. I figured she also really likes a stripe because when I was looking on her Ravelry, she's got quite a few stripy projects. So she's got the Farnham sweater that has been on my radar, and I think there's a Farnham tee. The Senon sweater, that's the one with like the blue stripes that have got like a wiggly line in them. The Shell tee, which is one of her newest ones, or the Shell sweater. Is it a tee or a sweater? I think it's both, isn't it? Maybe it's a tee and then you just do long sleeves to make it a sweater. I can't remember. And the Billy tee, because that one is also on my radar because I'd really like to make that. So they're all by Sophie at the Knit Pearl Girl. And then Coco and More Knitwear. She's got a couple of really lovely ones. The Normandy sweater, really nice. And the Stornoway tee, also very lovely. The Seabourn tee by Hannah over at Herb Garden Knitwear. I have got yarn for that. So if I get a shimmy on and I make this, I could also make one of those. So I quite like the idea of that. Even though it's a tee and it's not really in season, I feel like it's getting ahead of spring. So that could be an option. And then the Laurel jumper by Along Avec Anna, also somebody was talking about. So some really good options, plenty of choices. Obviously, you don't have to knit from that list. They were just a few to inspire you. But if you're thinking of joining in and you are making something stripy, please let me know what you're going to knit or crochet down below. It can be either craft. I guess it can be any craft. If you want to sew a stripy t-shirt, then you're welcome to too. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what you're all going to be making. I am looking forward to casting on with you. I don't now know what to do about the whole casting on process. Maybe I have to cast 2 things on, one for each Zoom. I don't know. I think I'll probably put them on for an hour each Zoom. I probably should have said. If we go over that time, it's fine. But I will have to be mindful that I don't just sit there all day and talk to people on my computer, because I will be neglecting Dan and the girls. And given that I'm doing it twice in one day, probably should spend time with my family. So 10 o'clock and 4 p.m, both British summertime, will be our Zooms. I will share the Zoom links on a community post on YouTube sometime before that, maybe the day before, a couple of days before, and I'll share them over on Instagram. If I can share them on Ravelry, I will. I'm really rubbish at Ravelry, but I'll try my best. I mean, if you don't want to use Ravelry, then please don't. But if you do, and that's your only means of entering, then obviously please do that. It's just not my preferred method. It's very clunky and it's a pain in the butt. I'm kind of really inspired to see what else I have yarn for, but I don't want to get too carried away and knit too many things. I mean, is that a thing, to knit too many things? Wonder what else I've got that I could make. I don't know, I'm getting a bit carried away. Realistically, am I going to knit more than one jumper in 3 months? I mean, it is DK, so possibly. The possibilities are endless. We'll see. Yeah, I think that's it. If you have any questions or need any clarification on any of the rules or anything for the make along, please give me a shout. My email address is down below. You can pop me a message. I am trying to be a bit more responsive over here on YouTube. And you can obviously find me over on Instagram, which is probably the quickest option, not going to lie to you, because I'm pretty active over there. But I'm very excited to get started with you all. I'm going to go and make a swatch. I've got a roast dinner in the oven because I'm feeling all the autumnal feels. I've had my first pumpkin spice latte of the season and I am ready for the knitting. So yeah, I'm going to go and knit a swatch, see if I can get gauge. That's always the bit I hate doing. It's always the bit that stops me from getting started. So I need to do that ahead of time, make sure that I've washed it and all of that jazz. So I'm going to go and do that and I'll share that with you over on Instagram. Please, please, please share all of your makes with me over there for the make along. I think if you share your beginning picture with your yarn or your whip that's less than 50% complete, share that with the hashtag that I will again put up here, and then share it again. Well, you can share it throughout if you like. There's progress pictures and then as your finished object, because that will be where I'll be drawing prizes over on Instagram and over on Ravelry, so enter where is best for you and I'll make it as fair as possible. But yeah, I hope that you're all having a lovely weekend and getting some knitty time, and I will be back soon, but the cast on party will be next weekend and I hope to see you all there. Have a lovely weekend, take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!